they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, Collegeville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a Kahok. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long, I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1, 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm by my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the chiefin' crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play with sports. I play my cards right. Now we're good with board. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm in the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen, boys,
High school champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Camelot Bowl, where we are, guess what? We're covering some bowling today. That's right, your Lady Kahok bowlers, despite the fact that the boys are on your screen right now. They're all just stretching out and warming up, but we are here to cover the girls today. We have the boys coming up on Wednesday right here from this very location. My name is Todd Duke. Glad that you're with us on a bit of a chilly Monday in the middle of the country as we bring you this Lady Kahok's bowling match between Collinsville and Alton. And that brings us to our pregame show, brought to you today by LC's Pub in Caseyville. Great food, great drinks, and great service is served up daily at LC's Pub in Caseyville. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville. You can call in for carry-out orders at LC's Pub, 618-855-9007. Well, we're still kind of in the early portions of the year. Your girls have played in 2 tournaments, and they've played in 2 matches, and they have won everything except for the last tournament that they were in over the weekend, where they finished in 2nd place in the Abe Lincoln Invite up in Springfield. So Collinsville finished in 1st place in the Triad tournament, and they have since beat a couple of Southwestern Conference teams to go to 2-0 on that portion of their schedule, and then the 2nd place finish in the 15th annual Abe Lincoln Invitational results. And they finished behind O'Fallon. They finished only 46 pins behind the O'Fallon Lady Panthers. And then you had the Taylorville girls that finished 254 pins behind O'Fallon. So basically it was Collinsville and O'Fallon kind of running away with that tournament. And then you had the rest of the field. Collinsville's best game in that tournament was Game 5, the only game that in that tournament they hit over 1,000 pins with 1,070 in Game 5. The boys also bowled in that tournament as well, and the boys finished in 4th place, and their high score also came in Game 5, 1,002 pins total in that contest, and Collinsville's boys finished 720 pins behind the leader, and the winner of that tournament was Salem. It went Salem, Muscuda, O'Fallon, and Collinsville was the top 4 in the boys' side. O'Fallon, Collinsville, Taylorville, and Highland, the top 4 on the girls' side. And as far as the boys go, they had one of their bowlers that ended up in the top 30, and that was Hayden LeDrew. He ended up bowling 1,259 total pins, and he was 205 pins behind the leader, who was Connor Lunning of O'Fallon. So we'll touch more on the boys on Wednesday when we're back here, as the boys will take on Belleville East. Girls will be here too, but we're going to focus on the boys on Wednesday since we have the girls today. All right, as far as individuals are concerned in that tournament in Springfield, the old Abe Lincoln Invitational, Livia Montgomery and Layla Giocco finished in the top 10. Excuse me. Livia Montgomery finished 4th overall, 1,163 pins. She was 41 pins behind the leader, which was Delaney Hall of O'Fallon. Layla Giocco finished in 6th place, as I mentioned. She was 65 pins back. Girls had a big competition going on there. Kellen Stevens, the freshman, finished in 19th place in that tournament, and Casey Buckman, who we did not see here last week bowling, finished in 24th place. So congratulations to the Lady Kahok bowlers. Nice finish there at the Abe Lincoln tournament. All right, let's get to the nuts and bolts of things here. Collinsville comes into this contest, the girls do, with an overall record of 2-0. These are just head-to-head matches. And, of course, Collinsville is coached by Sean Hay. He is in his 24th year, now 250 wins and 59 losses in his previous years at the helm. Alton, they come into this contest with a record of 1-3, and they are coached by Jamie DeWiggins. It is Jamie's first year as the head coach for the girls, and that was after 7 years with David Meyer as the head coach of the girls, who had a record of 16-69. Meyer, though, continues to be the boys' head coach, so he's here today taking on the boys' responsibilities in the couple of lanes next to the girls that we're going to be covering. And he is entering his 8th year as the boys' head coach and has a little bit better record with the boys at 34-54. And his boys are mirror opposites of the girls. As I mentioned, the Alton girls come in with a record of 1-3. The boys come in with a record of 3-1. All right, let's take a look at what's going on so far as individual efforts are concerned as we roll right along here in the LC's Pub pregame show. And we will look at individual efforts as far as the Alton Lady Redbirds and the Collinsville Lady Cahoks are concerned. Right now, the high average for the Alton Lady Redbirds belongs to Clara Veloff, and if I'm not mistaken, Clara Veloff is now, yes, she is. She's the number 5 bowler. So Clara Veloff with a 156 has the high average. The high series, or excuse me, the high game is a 213 put in by Jillian DeWiggins. She is a freshman and the new head coach's daughter, and she also has the highest series as well with a 556. For your Collinsville Kahawks, the highest average is Keller Stevens, the freshman, and Kellen Stevens. Sometimes my R's look like my N's. Kellen Stevens is the freshman, and she has an average right now of 200, but she is not going to be bowling at least in the first game. The 5 bowlers does not include her, so we'll probably see her a little bit later on. And she also holds the high game as well with a 224, and you add all that up, and she also leads with the high series of 619. So now you know what I know, except for the fact that the website that I print all this stuff off on has the Southwestern Conference teams listed as Kaskaskia Conference, but they have 2 of them on here. Kaskaskia is like Westland, Lebanon, DuPont, Sparta, Steelville, and then you have the Southwestern Conference, but somebody put it in wrong on that site, so I don't know. I just work here. All right, that's going to be break time for us. We are going to talk things over with Collinsville head coach Sean Hay in just a moment after we take our timeout here on the LC's Pub pregame show on the Kahok Sports Network.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahawk fans, before, after, or even during Kahawk games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus, they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carry-out orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org. Collinsville High School alumni Stacy Lauenstein, CHS class of 91, Lisa Bassetto, Sarah Sulke, and Tracy Limp, CHS class of 94, Tony Geisen, CHS class of 96, and Kevin Robinson, CHS class of 99, want to wish all of our Kahawks a great year. We look forward to cheering you on and supporting you. Work hard on the court and the field, as well as in the classroom. Remember, once a Kahawk, always a Kahawk. Hashtag Kahawk Family.
Your home is where you feel happy, safe, and secure. So if you see signs of foundation problems like cracks or uneven floors, worrying is natural, and getting it fixed is crucial. Woods Basement Systems understands. We've been solving foundation worries since 1986. Woods experts have the training and equipment to make permanent repairs. So stop worrying, because with Woods, it's fixed forever. Foundation problems don't get better with time, they get better with Woods, the all things basement-y experts. Call or go to woodsbasementsystems.com today.
The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the Kahok Sports Network and KahokSports.com. Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus, they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carry-out orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice. And once again, we welcome you back into the LC's Pub pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network, getting ready for a little Lady Kahok bowling. Collinsville getting ready to take on Alton. Joining us now is Collinsville head coach Sean. Hey, how you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
I know it's a Monday, so I'm doing all right.
It's about the best I can give you, man.
That's fair.
All right. So before we get to the girls, let's talk about the boys. Both teams participated in the Abe Lincoln Invite over the weekend in Springfield, and the girls did better than the boys. So let's talk about the boys first, as they ended up finishing in 4th place in that tournament. Tell me about the boys.
Well, the boys, and here's the thing, here's the reality of it. Last year's returning 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place teams are in every tournament we're in. So, I mean, I like that. That's our dipstick. That's what we're trying to achieve. As I mentioned before, the boys, we got a little bit of a younger squad, which always takes a little bit of learning curves. But the fact that we're bowling against the best in the state, it's only going to help them in the long run. And so the fact that those 3 teams beat them, they beat everybody else. And so I like where we're headed with this.
Hayden LeDrew was the highest finisher for the boys in 11th place. I really like his game.
Oh, yes, he's coming along. He's a sophomore. He still has some little things we need to work out, but for the most part, his game is coming along great. He's been one of our more dependable bowlers this year.
All right, let's move on to the girls. The girls finished in 2nd place in that tournament, only 46 pins behind the eventual winner, which is O'Fallon. And looking at the numbers, I would say it's because of that first game.
It is absolutely because of that first game. We came out a little bit flat. I think, I talked with the girls about it, and one of the things that the week of bowling prior, we were bowling okay. We were winning our matches, but it really wasn't like our style of bowling. We weren't being as aggressive as we normally would be. And that little flatness showed up right off the bat in that tournament. And so the shot there is easy, actually. Despite some of the lower scores, the shot's really easy, and they were just avoiding it. We had them lined up for it, but they were just almost trying to force things when they really didn't need to. So the good news is, with all due respect to O'Fallon, I think we severely dropped the ball that first game and put ourselves in a hole.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, both teams only made it to the 1,000-point pins once. O'Fallon just happened to be that first game while you guys had the 796.
Right. Oh, and then it's a different perspective when you're coming from behind. It just is. And we're okay doing that, but we let some silly mistakes and a little lack of concentration kind of get us. So we came back the second half and shot a really huge game, but we still put ourselves in a situation we didn't need to be in.
Yeah, and that 5th game for both of your teams, the boys and the girls, was the highlight mark for the day.
Oh, absolutely. And what was cool about the boys is only one other team beat them that game throughout the whole tournament. So clearly the conditions down at the boys' end, I know, got super dry, and we were able to stay and be somewhat competitive that game.
You had 2 of your girls finish in the top 10 in that tournament, Olivia Montgomery 4th and Layla Giaco 5th.
Right, and honestly, that's what I expect that out of these girls. They're a great team, a lot of talent. So I mean, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I want it to be because other girls bowled better, not because we gave it away. And in this situation, Livy started off a little rough. They all started off a little rough. So I was real happy to see 2 of them be up there in the top 10.
Yeah, we already talked about Kellen Stevens last time we spoke last week, and she finished in 19th place. Yeah. Casey Buckman, who did not bowl last week versus Edwardsville, finished in 24th, so nice to see her getting a little bit closer up there. She missed a week.
Well, she actually was out a full game, so that was with 5 games.
Oh, okay.
She bowled really well.
All right, so what do you expect here today against Alton?
I expect to see pocket hits and spares. That's always our goal. It's what we're striving to do here, and I want to see our girls be more aggressive every game, regardless of what anybody else in the building is doing.
Yeah, and the girls, and the Alton girls come in at 1-3, while the boys come in at 3-1, so they're kind of opposite of each other.
That is correct, and the Alton boys team is pretty solid. They've struggled every now and then, but for the most part, they're a team you cannot let up on. If you give it to them, they'll take it every time.
Yeah, we got O'Fallon next month, but it looks like that's the team to beat right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I said, they're one of the top 3 in the state. You can coin flip at any one tournament. O'Fallon's won one that they've all been in. Salem's won one that they've all been in. Mascouta's won one that they've all been in. So right now they're playing tug of war with the top. And right now, for me personally, just out of respect for last year, I'll give it to Salem right now.
Yeah. All right, Coach, thanks for visiting. We'll talk to you after the 3rd game.
Sounds great.
All right, thank you. That is head coach Sean Hay for your Collinsville Lady Kahawks. We'll take a break here on the LC's Pub pregame show, and when we come back, I think we're going to have some bowling for you. We'll find out after a timeout here on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carry-out orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice. Looking to buy a new home or sell your current home? Trust the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now, and you can trust the years of experience the Blaylock Group brings to the table. The Blaylock Group can help you find your dream home, or they can help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty, 618-780-4622. That's 618-780-4622. The Blaylock Group of eXp Realty. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville produces their own spirits and beer on site right at the restaurant. Pair that with some of the most unique menu items around the entire metro area, and you can see why they are such a hit. They can handle you and your family, or they can handle you and your group. Throw in the occasional live entertainment, and you can see why Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is a must-stop destination in Collinsville. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville, 618-855-8027, or online at oldheraldbrewing.com. Todd Duke here, proud member of the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Whether you call us teachers' aides, paraprofessionals, or educational assistants, it all comes down to one thing: taking care of students. More importantly, your student. Yes, we are there for the teachers, and we help them in any way possible. But our goals are in line with our teachers in that we want to see our students succeed at not only being a student, but well beyond that as we ready them for the world outside of the classroom. We are Union Strong. We are Kahok Strong. We strive to help students reach their potential. We are the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Go Kahawks!
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean-cut, drug-free, and background-checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
And once again, welcome back to Camelot Bowl here in Collinsville. We are just about ready to get going. Collinsville versus Alton. And your five bowlers for Alton are Shalice Jarrett, a senior, Cameron Buchanan, a freshman, Ava Talby, a junior, Jillian DeWiggins, a freshman, and Clara Veloff, a senior. For Collinsville, Casey Buckman will start things off. She's a junior. Emily Dahl, a senior. Taylor Mortis, a senior. Layla Jayoko, the sophomore. And Olivia Montgomery, the senior. And we are just about ready to go. Big three blue dots on your screen out in the wall. Well, we're right in the middle one, and here is Casey Buckman on 25, and she'll start things off with a strike while Shalice Jarrett rolls down 26 and throws it into the gutter. That thing was spinning. I was wondering if it was going to go in there for a second. Casey Buckman comes into this contest with an average of 189, a game high of 197, and a series high of 378. Here is Emily Dahl now, down 25 for Collinsville as we are off and running. Had some technical issues. 7-10 split for Dahl right off the bat. On lane 25 and 26. We did last week too, and a couple of times during practice they kind of flickered on us as well. Here is Shalice Jarrett, and she'll try the 10-pin spare, but only take down 8 of them, and that's the way that Alton gets going. as Emily Dahl now, the senior, has a ugly 7-10 split to deal with. Emily comes in averaging 161 on the year, has a high of 175 and a high series of 497. And she'll have her work cut out for her here with this 7-10 split. Going for the 10 pin and takes care of it as Cameron Buchanan flies it down 26 and will leave a split of her own, just not a 7-10 split, looking more like a 3-7 split. If my eyes don't deceive me, yep. All right, that'll bring up Taylor Mortis. Mortis over on 25. She comes in averaging 184 on the year. She lets that one fly down 25, and she'll pick up a strike. So 2 strikes for Collinsville thus far, and the 3 pins taken care of over here by Buchanan. Had that angle on it where it looked like it was going to hit the right side of that 3 pin and knock it over into the 7, but at the last minute it kept moving left and hit it pretty much head on. Here is Layla Jaoko. Layla on the year, averaging 179, a game high of 191, a series high of 549, and she'll pick up a strike. How about back-to-back strikes? 3 strikes for Collinsville in this first frame, and we're not finished yet. There's the first strike for Alton by Ava Talby. We'll give you the numbers for Alton as we move along here after we finish up with Collinsville, and we're going to do that with Olivia Montgomery. Olivia on the year so far, 181 is her average, 202 is her high, and a 563 is her series high as she rolls her first ball of the afternoon down 25. And everything but the 7 pin falls. Meanwhile, Jillian DeWiggins, the freshman for Alton and the coach's daughter, down 26, leans up the 7 pin. Both lanes have a 7 pin remaining for them. Olivia Montgomery, the anchor bowler here for Collinsville, will go first to try to pick off that 7, and then DeWiggins will go up next. The boys' varsity teams are right next to the girls' varsity teams over here on 27 and 28 as Montgomery picks up her spare. So Collinsville, 3 strikes, a spare, and an open in that first frame. As DeWiggins has to wait for her varsity male counterpart over here on 27 to throw. Now DeWiggins will try to pick up her 7 pin, and she will. That leaves us with Clara Veloff. Veloff on the year, 156 is her average, 195 is her game high with a high series of 543. And she gets ready to go on 26 to finish up frame number 1 here on the girls' side. Right down the middle it goes, but she'll have a split to deal with as well. That 7 remains, as does the 3, 6, and the 10. Boys are also just finishing up with their first frame. So right now they're dead even. Last time we were here last week against Belleville West, or excuse me, against Edwardsville, boys got finished a couple of frames ahead of the girls. And I would imagine that would happen anyway. Here is Veloff, the final roll, and that one goes into the gutter. So after 1 frame in the books, the Lady Kahawks have a lead of 6 pins, 49 to 43. We will switch lanes, start all over again. The JV girls are to the left on lanes 23 and 24, and the JV boys are to the right of their varsity counterparts on lanes 29 and 30. Here is Casey Buckman, started off with a strike in frame number 1. See if she can continue that. And she will not. Leaves up the 9 pin. Here is Shalise Jarrett. Shalise got a gutter ball on her first throw. She'll leave up 2 this time. Shalise coming into this contest with an average of 167. 200 is her high game and a high series of 374. The boys, after 1 frame, led by 1 pin. Kellen Stevens right now taking part over in the JV side of things for the girls. We'll see if Coach wants to make any changes as we move along here. Here is Shalise Jarrett on 25, trying to take care of her 2-pin cleanup here, and she'll just get the head pin and leave the 3 pin. Meanwhile, Casey Buckman on 26 will take care of her spare. So a strike and a spare start for Casey Buckman. And Cameron Buchanan, the freshman, one of 2 freshmen in the starting 5, rolls it down 25. She has a 155 average and a high game of 164, high series of 482, and she'll leave the 10 pin. Here's Emily Dahl on 26, who had the only open frame in the first frame, and she will not do the same here in the second with a strike. Buchanan down 25, misses the 10 pin. So back-to-back open frames for Cameron Buchanan. And here comes Taylor Mortis, one of 3 seniors in the starting 5 for Collinsville. Mortis down 26. Oh, left up that 7 pin. There was a bunch of pins that ran in front of it. Here is Ava Talby on 25 for Alton, and she'll leave up 3. Looks like the 1, the 3, and the 8. Talby comes in with a 118 average, 127 was her high, excuse me, in a 228 series is her high series so far this year. Remember, the girls are just about a week and a half into their season, so they're still trying to get into, well, we couldn't call it mid-season form early on, but they're inching their way closer as Taylor Morris misses her spare opportunity. Not missing the spare opportunity was Ava Talby. And here is Alayla Jayoko for Collinsville on 26. She'll pick up a strike. That's back-to-back strikes for her. Jillian DeWiggins on 25 for Alton. Ooh, boy, that was close to going in. So that'll bring us now to Olivia Montgomery for DeWiggins on the year for Alton. She has a average of 150, a high of 213, and a high series of 556. She registers herself over on 25 for a 7-pin spare. She'll get it too. Montgomery, a spare in her first frame, trying to follow that up with a strike. And she'll leave the 10-pin up. Last time it was the 7, so the corner pins are giving her some fits. Clara Veloff over on 25 now for Alton. And she'll leave up the 4 and the 7. Hard to buy a strike right now here on 25 and 26. Lady Calyx got 3 of them in the first, just 1 so far in the second, or two, excuse me, in the second. As Montgomery is going for back-to-back strikes. And she will accomplish that feat. So the first 2 frames in the books. Collinsville up by 34 pins, 136 to 102. Second frame in the books for the boys as well, and Collinsville is up by 10 pins, 145 to 135. Glad that you're with us. We have a busy week this week. We have 5 games in 5 days. Tonight, bowling, or this afternoon, bowling, as Casey Buckman lets it go down 25. That one kind of slowed down on her a little bit. She'll have another split to deal with. There is Shalice Jarrett on 26, and she'll pick up her first strike. Took a minute for that 4-pin to finally drop down. We have bowling today. Boys basketball on the road at Belleville West tomorrow. Back here Wednesday for boys bowling versus Belleville East. Then we have some hockey for you on Thursday. I don't remember off the top of my head who they're playing, though. And then Friday, we will be at East St. Louis for more boys basketball action. Well, the boys are on the road twice this week on the basketball side of things. Well, I got my calendar right in front of me. I can tell you about that hockey matchup on Thursday. That is against Edwardsville at the RP Lumber Center. I knew where I was. I just couldn't remember who we were playing. Makes sense now. Splits everywhere here, and that was a nice try by Cameron Buchanan. Almost shoved that pin over into the 10-pin. Buckman did not pick up her split. Got the 2, but not the 3. And now Emily Dahl on 25 for Collinsville. And, oh man, that one pin was heading that way, but just missed that 10 pin. Meanwhile, Ava Talby got a little split over here on 26 as well. Looks like the 3 and the 10 remain standing. Not a bad split as far as splits go. Seen a lot of 7s and a lot of 10s left here on lanes 25 and 26. Taylor Mortis trying to pick up her 10 pin, and she will not. For Ava Talby comes up here to try this 3-10 split. Oh, wrong side. Kind of swung that arm around right across her body, and that's exactly the way it went. Here is Layla Jaoko on 25 now for Collinsville. And it was another strike. How about a turkey to start off for the sophomore, Layla Jaoko. Jillian DeWiggins on 26 for Alton. We're moving right along here. This seems to be going a little faster than that match we did against Edwardsville last week. Olivia Montgomery, the anchor bowler here in this first matchup for Collinsville, is letting it go on 25 right now. Ooh, boy, that hugged that right side big time. DeWiggins trying to pick up a 2-pin spare, and she will only get the 1. Ball moved left at the last second, and didn't cut her any breaks at all. Clara Veloff, the anchor bowler for Alton, readies herself on 26. Montgomery has a split to deal with as well. Not a true split. And Veloff leaves up the 10 pin. 10s and 7s, man, they're having a hard time falling. The 1, the 5, and the 3 are all bunched up there for Montgomery, and that 7 pin over in the corner, she'll just take out the 1 and the 5. And Veloff will end the second frame for us. The boys just ended the second frame. Collinsville leading 280 to 248 on the boys' side, and we're done on the girls' side as well. And the Kahawks have a lead of 225 to 164. So we switch sides once again, and now the Kahawk bowling team bowling next to each other. Here is Casey Buckman on 26 now for the ladies, and she'll pick up a strike. So a strike in the first, a strike here in the fourth. Here is Shalish Jarrett. Jarrett on 25 for Alton will leave up the 6 and the 10. As I mentioned, we'll be back here covering the boys on Wednesday. Emily Dahl on 26 for Collinsville. Oh, get that in there. That had nice movement on it, but that pesky 10 pin stays up once again. Jarrett on 25 for Alton, trying to pick off that 6 and that 10. She will throw it into the gutter. She has a lot of spin on her ball, and I think she likes to hug that right side and have it spin back toward the middle, but that one was too close to the edge and just fell off. Dahl on 26, trying to pick up that 10 pin. Her and her purple ball. Nicely done. Cameron Buchanan on 25 for Alton. Just barely nicked the right side of that head pin and leaves up 4. Taylor Mortis now on 26 for Collinsville. Back-to-back open frames for Dahl. She got down 9 both times and couldn't pick up the 1. Here is Buchanan on 25 as Mortis hits a strike. Mortis bowling very well so far this year. Here's Jaoko working on a turkey. Or she already has the turkey. Now she's working on a 4-bagger. And down 26 it goes, and she'll hit that pin on the left-hand side of the head pin as Ava Talby fires the ball down 25. She'll miss the head pin, leave up 3, all bunched together though. As my wife always says, as soon as she doesn't hit a strike, well, there goes my 300 game. Sometimes that's in the first frame. Giocco trying to pick up her first spare after starting off with 3 straight strikes. And she will leave up the 10. I'm telling you, the 10 pin's glued, man. Talby down 25 now for Alton. She'll leave that sleeper pin back there as well. Jillian DeWiggins on 25 as Livia Montgomery gets herself ready on 26. So DeWiggins will go first. The freshman and the coach's daughter. Down 25 it goes. And a strike. Nice smile on her face when she came back from that one. Here's Livia Montgomery. Montgomery looking for her first strike. That looks nice. Oh, this time the 8 pin, the old pesky 8 pin stays up. Clara Veloff, the anchor bowler for Collinsville, down 25. Hits that head pin right on and leaves up the 9. So we have an 8 and a 9. Montgomery going for her 8 pin. Excuse me, that's the 6 pin for Veloff. There we go. So Montgomery, 3 spares out of the first 4 frames. Veloff trying to pick up pin number 6 and give herself back-to-back spares, which is exactly what she's done after back-to-back open frames in the first and the second. 4 frames in the books. Collinsville up by 80, 308 to 228. Boys side, they're quickly moving ahead. They're halfway through the 5th now. If I gave you the score now, it's misleading because Collinsville has 1 less bowler already bowled than Alton does. Here is Casey Buckman on 25 now for Collinsville. And she'll leave up now the 4 and the 7. Shalice Jarrett down 26 for Alton. That ball looks good, and that's a strike. Teams are starting to warm up here. Casey Buckman on 25, trying to take care of this 4-7 left over here. And she will. Cameron Buchanan on 26, fires it down quickly and missed the head pin. Left up the 1, 3, and the 6 in order. I got myself a step stool. I'm no longer standing on the chair. They're too soft. I take one little move just to keep my legs, the blood circulating, and I almost fall off. So I got a little step stool, and it's a little bit more sturdy. Here is Buchanan. I know y'all wanted to hear the plight of my perch. So Buchanan only managed to get 1 of the 3 left. Those hurt. Meanwhile, Emily Dahl on 25 trying to pick up her lone pin that remains. And she will. Ava Talby on 26 for Alton, next to her varsity counterparts. And she'll pick up a strike. She had a strike in the first and now a strike here in the 5th. Boys are already done with 5. Collinsville trailing now 455 to 448. Here is Taylor Mortis, and Mortis will pick up a strike. Jillian DeWiggins on 26 for Alton, moving right along. I like it. We got Christmas shopping to do. Not really, I'm mostly done. 3 pins left up for DeWiggins. Layla Giocco on 25 now for Collinsville. Came on the scene last year as a freshman and did very, very well for herself. Now picking it up a little bit as a sophomore, but the 7 pin remains. DeWiggins has a sleeper to deal with. 2 and the 8 together, and she only hit the 2. Giocco has the 7 to deal with. Before Clara Veloff, the anchor bowler for Alton, can throw. And Jayoko will miss. That's her first open frame, or excuse me, second open frame. That's right, she had the 4 pins left last time and one of them stayed standing. So now it's the anchor bowlers. Veloff on 26, Montgomery on 25. Veloff first. Veloff hits the head pin pretty much right on. Look at that. One of those pins bounced off and split the 6 and the 10 in half, and both fell. Sometimes there is a little luck involved. Here is Livia Montgomery for Collinsville. Montgomery looking for her first strike still, and she'll have to wait a little longer. Coming off of that 4th place finish in the Abe Lincoln tournament over the weekend. Trying to figure it out here. And she has a bit of a mess to deal with. The 1, 2, and the 4 on the left-hand side, and of course that 10 pin stuck back there in that corner. Collinsville will maintain the lead after this frame is over. And couldn't get the pins to bounce back over into that 10 pin, but we are through 5. Collinsville still out front, 391 to 298. So the Canucks have built a big lead halfway through this first game. Casey Buckman on 26 will get the 6th frame started here for the varsity girls. And 1 pin remains. That would be the 4. Here is Shalice Jarrett on 25 for Alton, and she'll leave up the 2. Casey Buckman on 26, trying to pick off her lone pin first before Jarrett does. And she will. Now Jarrett will get her opportunity. Yeah. Hugged that extreme right side once again and just couldn't spin over there fast enough to get that pin. Cameron Buchanan on 25 now for Alton. Right down the middle it goes, and 9 go by the wayside. Here is Emily Dahl for Collinsville on 26. Nice curve in there. Oh, just couldn't get that last pin to fall. Buchanan trying to pick up her spare, and she will. Dahl will try to do the same thing here in just a moment, with the 8 pin still standing. First, Ava Talby to bowl down 25. Looking for back-to-back strikes. Not this time. Emily Dahl trying to take care of this 8 pin, and she will. 1, 3, 6, 10 left for Ava Talby on 25. Right before Taylor Mortis will come up to throw her first ball here in frame number 6. Talby looking for a spare. She'll leave the 10 pin up. I'm telling you, man, something going on with these 7 and 10 pins here today. Taylor Mortis on 26. Looking for a turkey herself, and she will have a split instead. Jillian DeWiggins on 25 for the Redbirds. Leaves up 1. 4 and the 9 remain for Mortis. And the 4 pin is the only thing left over there for DeWiggins. And she'll leave it up there. Now Mortis has the 4 and the 9 to deal with here. Yeah, she'll get the 4. Hit it head on, no chance of a bounce over. Veloff on 25 for Alton will leave up that 6 and the 10 as Jayoko lets it fly down 26. And a strike. That is the 4th strike of this match. First game for Layla. Started off with 3 straight in the first 3 frames, and now she gets up another one here in the 6th. There is Veloff on 25 to end the 6th for Alton. She does so in fine fashion with a spare. And Olivia Montgomery comes up on 26 to see if she can end things with 1 throw for Collinsville. Looking for her first strike here this afternoon. And that looks pretty good. There we go. First strike for Montgomery, and after 6 in the books, Collinsville still out front by 102 pins, 475 to 373. The boys are just about ready to wrap up frame number 7 as the girls head into frame 7. Here's Jarrett getting the 7th started for the Lady Alton Redbirds, and good for a strike. Casey Buckman seeing if she can keep pace. And that one kind of had a little slow motion action going on there. So a double split for Casey Buckman. There is Cameron Buchanan now on 26. She'll leave 1. She'll leave the 5 pin. Buckman only got the 1. Only 1 left for Buchanan for Alton here on 26. And she'll take care of that one. Boys are almost finished with the 7th. Emily Dahl on 25. Matter of fact, Jacob Taylor steps up over here on 27. On the right side of your screen, he's the last bowler for Collinsville in frame number 7. Alton's already finished up. Ava Talby on 26. For, 693 to 661. Collinsville trails now by 32 pins to Alton as they head into the 8th frame. Talby over here on the girls' side on 26 has a split to deal with. Meanwhile, Emily Dahl trying to pick up that 10 pin. I think it's nailed down, man. I really do. I think they nail it down on the first ball and they release the nail on the second ball. There you go. Here's Ava Talby trying to pick up a split spare, and she'll only get the pin right in the middle and leave the 10. Taylor Mortis on 25 has 3 strikes in this first game so far. And let's make it 4. Jillian DeWiggins on 26 now for the Lady Redbirds. And had a good track on it, but it just never quite broke all the way left. Here is Jayoko for Collinsville on 25. And how about another strike for Layla? That's 5 in the first 7 frames of this game. And DeWiggins down 26. Looking for a spare, and she'll leave up that sleeper pin. Sleeper pins are tough. See the frustration on her face when she walked back. Olivia Montgomery on 25 now for Collinsville. working on her first strike as she got in the 6th, trying to make it back-to-back. Too much head pin. And she'll leave up the 6 and the 10. Clara Veloff on 26 now for the Alton Lady Redbirds. She'll leave up 1 pin. Montgomery has 2 to deal with. 6 and the 10. Veloff has the 4. Here is Montgomery first. She'll take care of that spare. 4 spares, a strike and an open frame for Montgomery. Veloff will send us to the 8th with a spare, and after 7 in the books, Collinsville continues to extend their lead, now 5:57 to 4:39. Boys, both Alton and Collinsville are on their 4th bowler of 5 in the 8th frame. Here is Casey Buckman on 26 now for Collinsville as we begin the 8th frame on the girls' side, and that 10 pin stays up. Doesn't matter which lane she's on, it stays up. Here is Jarrett on 25 for Alton. She'll leave up 3, 2, 4, 5. Casey Buckman trying to take care of this 10 pin. Oh, just missed. Was heading that way, but that spin, the way it was rotating, kind of stayed left at the last second. Nice pickup over there by the senior Shalice Jarrett for Alton. Second bowlers now for each side. Here comes Cameron Buchanan first on 25 for Alton. Left up 2. Emily Dahl on 26. Well, she'll have to wait now for her male counterpart over here on 27. That wait is now over, and here is Emily Dahl with her first throw here in the 8th. Well, I got that strike despite not the best hit on that head pin. Meanwhile, Buchanan picks up her spare on 25. Ava Talby on 25 for the Lady Redbirds. Oh, well, there's a pin that moved, and I have a feeling when that pin catcher comes down, well, I guess it moved into a good spot because I think that thing went from one hole to the other hole. Here is Mortis with another strike. Back-to-back strikes, and now with 5 to keep pace with Layla Jayoko on her own team. Meanwhile, Talby down 25, picks up her lone pin. I think it might have started off being the 4 pin and then it ended up being the 5 pin. Here is Layla Jayoko working on her second turkey of this first match. Had 3 in the first, second, and third, and now 6, 7, and no. Here is DeWiggins on 25. She'll, ooh, man, that 7 pin. Had all kinds of pins flying around it and just stayed there. It was not scared. Jayoko dealing with a split, a double split, if you will. She'll take out the 6 and the 10, leave up the 4 and the 7. Here is Clara Veloff on 25. Or excuse me, that is DeWiggins still trying to pick up her 7, which she did. Now the anchor bowlers are up. Boys are about halfway through the 9th now, as the girls are down to their final 2 on the 8th frame. And first up is going to be Olivia Montgomery. Olivia, right now, the only Lady Kahok not above 100 points, but that's going to change right here. And how about doing it with a strike? And that's how the 8th frame ends for Collinsville. Kahoks get 3 strikes in the frame. Here is Veloff on 25. She gets a strike as well. And she was the only one to strike. 4 spares before she got that strike. So not a bad frame at all for Alton. And as we head to the 9th, Collinsville up 648 to 517. Boys are down to their anchor bowlers in the 9th frame on both sides, Collinsville and Alton. And they have a nice tight game going on. Well, right now, Alton's in the lead. Here is Casey Buckman on 25 for the Lady Kahawks with her purple bowling ball, and she'll leave a 7-10 split. That's the going theme here tonight, man. Shalise Jarrett just left up the 7. Buckman with a chance to pick hers up first. Well, good luck with that. It's not a common thing to pick up a 7-10 split. And that was the best try you could hope for right there, hitting that 10 pin on the right-hand side. Try to push it over into the 7. The last second. A pin came over for Jacob Taylor and knocked down the only pin that looked like it was going to stay. Emily Dahl leaves up the 6 and the 10. Here is Cameron Buchanan. She'll have a split and a sleeper to deal with. She'll have the 3 and the 9 as the sleeper, and then the 10 pin sitting over there in that right corner. That allowed Taylor, by the way, to have an extra couple of balls in the 10th. Boys are into the 10th. Girls a couple down into the 9th, and the sleeper was picked up there by Buchanan, but left the 10. Here is Emily Dahl trying to pick up the 6 and the 10 over on 25, and she'll just pick up the 10. Ava Talby on 26. Heading over to the left, but misses the head pin. Jacob Taylor ended up with 5 straight strikes to end. The 8th, the 9th, and 3 in the 10th. Nicely done there, sir. A strike for Taylor Mortis. That is her 4th in a row. Ava Talby trying to pick up a spare here. She's got all the ones left on the left. 1, 2, 4, 7, and she'll take care of all of them. There's Jayoko over on 25. She'll have a strike. Strikes flying everywhere here. Jillian DeWiggins for Alton on 26. How about another strike? Yeah, that looked good. Nice track on that one. Hit the mark. And now we're down to our anchor bowlers here in the 9th. Here's Livia Montgomery over on 25. Down it goes. There we go. Clara Veloff on 26 for Alton. Too much head pin on that one. 7 on the left-hand side, 6-10 on the right. Veloff will end the 9th with a couple of more. So after 9 frames in the books, Collinsville up 735 to 605. We're into the 10th frame for the girls. The boys are on their 3rd bowler. Each Alton and Collinsville are in the 10th. Here is Casey Buckman on 26. Breaks in there and picks up a strike. She'll get a couple of extras. Shalise Jarrett on 25. Misses that head pin and leaves herself a little bit of ugliness down there. The 1, 2, and the 4, and then the 10. Buckman, her first of 2 more here in the 10th. Get in there. There we go. How about back-to-back in the 10th frame, looking for that special 10th frame turkey. Here is Jarrett, who needs a bit of a miracle to get an extra ball, and she will not get it. And Jarrett will end up bowling a 126 in her first game. Buckman already has that beat, and she still has 1 more ball left. But before that happens, Cameron Buchanan down 25 for the Lady Redbirds. Also a little too much head pin. Here is Casey Buckman's final throw in this first game. And she does not end with the turkey, but she'll do all right for herself and win the head-to-head matchup, 154 to 126. That'll bring up Emily Dahl on 26, but not before Buchanan tries to get that spare and give herself an extra throw, and she will not. And Cameron Buchanan will end up with a 123. Emily Dahl now. And she'll miss the head pin. Ava Talby on 25. Oh, got that 5 pin to wobble, but it would not fall down. Kind of like a Weebles wobble. All you older folks will understand that. Younger kids like, no, what? Weeble? What in the world is that old guy talking about? Here's Talby on 25, looking for a spare to give herself 1 extra throw, and she will pick that up. Dahl looking for the same, but she has 5 pins to deal with instead of just 1. That one looks, ooh, she got robbed. Emily Dahl will end up with a 172, but that is good enough to beat the 123 of Buchanan. Talby down 25 with 1 extra throw. And here it is. And she'll get a strikeout of the deal. How about that? And we'll end up with a 147, will Talby. Here's Taylor Mortis on 26. And how about another strike? That would be a 4-bagger. Jillian DeWiggins on 25 now for Alton. Leaves up the 10. Mortis on 26. Collinsville boys are down to their final bowler. 4 bowler for Alton down to his final ball. So the boys are almost finished. And that's probably going to make, knocked it down. The pin setter knocked down the one that got moved instead of at least it didn't get stuck, but we're going to have to wait for him to re-put that pin out there. Meanwhile, Jillian DeWiggins did not pick up her spare. She'll end up with a 132. And Clara Veloff will go down 25 while we wait for 26 to get fixed. Veloff can't get that ball to turn left enough, and another pin moved on 25. So, yep, and that one's going to stop 25 from going all the way down. So here is where the technical difficulties come in on 25 and 26. Boys are almost finished. One final throw there for Collinsville, and they will end up with 1,033. They will not win that first one, because Alton already has 1,041 before they have their final bowler bowl 1 more ball. All right, so 26 is taken care of, so Mortis can probably go ahead and go. Veloff, well, they put the pin setter back down and did the same thing. Well, I guess not. Okay. All right, here is Mortis. The boys next to her are done, so she doesn't have to wait for anyone right now. And Mortis able to pick up 1. And Veloff will pick up a spare and have an extra ball. As Jayoko comes up for her first throw in the 10th on 26. She'll leave up 2. That would be the 4 and the 7. Mortis, by the way, ended up with a 200. So she wins the head-to-head battle with the 147 against Talby. Here is Veloff's final throw of the night. And she'll leave up 2. Jayoko trying to pick up 2 to get one more try, and she will. So 1,059 for Alton on the boys' side. 1,033 pins fell for Collinsville on their portion of the boys' side. Veloff ended up with a 158. Montgomery's got her work cut out for her. There is Jayoko on 26, and her final throw nets her a strike. And she will end up with a 185. 4 straight head-to-head wins. Now it's all up to Olivia Montgomery. Clara Veloff, is already finished with a 158. So right now, Olivia Montgomery pretty much needs to strike out here in the 10th to take that 5th and final matchup head-to-head. Here is Olivia's first throw in the 10th. Get over there. Get over there. It's not going to get over there. Well, that'll make things that much more difficult. Well, not really. She was already working on back-to-back strikes, so those 7 pins that dropped already put her 1 pin ahead of Veloff, 159 to 158, so I wasn't paying attention to the previous frames. That's my fault. So Collinsville will win all 5 head-to-head matches. They'll win this first game as well. Boys are underway in their second game. Montgomery trying to pick up a spare here on 26 to give herself one more ball. And she will. Nicely done. So one more throw for Montgomery. And the girls' side will be finished. JV girls, they are a couple of bowlers away from finishing up as well. Varsity boys, the JV boys are also a couple of bowlers away from finishing up as well. Montgomery, one final throw for her here in this first match. First game. And a wobbler down there. She'll pick up 9, and she will end up with a 174. And Collinsville wins all the head-to-head matches. 885. I have no idea what Alton scored because I didn't write it down, and it's already gone. So a break coming up. Whoa. Break coming up for you. And when we come back, match number 2 will be heading your way, and we'll do that here in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
Just because we're adults doesn't mean we don't have toys, am I right? If your adult toys consist of boats, campers, or RVs, then you need to call the GASA storage team of professionals. Winter weather in the Midwest can be quite harsh, and finding a place to properly store those expensive toys for winter can be just as rough as a Midwest winter. That's where the GASA storage team comes in, with outdoor self-storage and covered storage for your toys. They even have tractor-trailer parking. Conveniently located at Horseshoe Lake Road and 111 in Pontoon Beach. GASA Storage for the safe storage of all of your toys. Contact the GASA Storage Team, gasastorage@gmail.com, or call today, GASA Storage Team, 618-797-6100. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Lottie's Cafe offers food, cocktails, and gaming in a great atmosphere highlighted by fast and friendly service. Lottie's Cafe also offers a unique menu that features soups and salads, sandwiches and paninis, pizza and flatbreads, appetizers and desserts, as well as breakfast. That's right, we said breakfast. Unique breakfast items such as a breakfast stromboli, a breakfast BLT, and breakfast burritos. Lottie's also offers creative cocktails, a wine bar, the coldest beer around, and a video gaming area for those 21 and older. And don't forget the Lottie's Cafe gift certificates. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Check them out online at lottiescafe.com, on Facebook, or in person in the Strip next to the Walmart Neighborhood Market. Or call Lottie's Cafe at 618-223-8256. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Keep your ride shiny and clean with Extreme Details Vehicle Detailing in Collinsville. Owner Jay Merkel and his crew at Extreme Details believe in the value of community and in helping their community hold the value of their vehicles with a sharp-looking, clean ride that you and your community can be proud of. Extreme Details can handle any job, whether you drive a small car, an SUV, or even a bus or RV. No job is too big or too small at Extreme Details. Extreme Details offers scratch and oxidation removal, no matter what you drive: cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and more. Plus, Extreme Details can handle fleet vehicles for you and your company. Call Jay and the gang at Extreme Details at 618-977-1224. Check for periodic specials on the Extreme Details Facebook page. Put the shine in your ride with Extreme Details, 618-977-1224.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com, or call Pack Mail at 346-4884.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean-cut, drug-free, and background checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
And once again, welcome back to Camelot Bowl. My name is Todd Duke. Glad that you are with us here on the fourth day of December. We are already into the winter time. I know, not technically. I like to follow the meteorological seasons. It's just easy. Winter, December, January, February, right? Yeah, makes sense to me. So, to me, it's winter. You know why? Because it's cold. I am not a cold weather guy. All right. Got the scores: 885 for Collinsville, 686 for Alton, and we are already underway. And after one frame in the books on the girls' side, Collinsville has a 2-pin lead, 50-48. Boys are already in the middle of their second, and Collinsville right now trailing 110 to 103. So that's the way things are getting started. And time for me to step aside for just a moment and let you enjoy the sights and the sounds of Camelot Bowl here in Collinsville. I'll be back with you all in just a moment. All right, I'm back. Thanks for being patient. All right, Collinsville already up 1-0 with 2 games left. We're in the middle, well, not the middle, but we're in the beginnings of game number 2. And right now, Collinsville has a lead of 170-46. We're a couple of bowlers into the third. So not a true indication of what's going on, but Collinsville right now with the lead. And here is Emily Dahl. We had a couple of changes for Alton. Senior Rebecca Von Plinsky is now the lead bowler for Alton. And behind her is Berlin Clayton, a junior. And that is Clayton that just bowled a gutter ball over on 25. So Shalice Jarrett and Cameron Buchanan are out in this second game. Collinsville did not make any changes, as Kellen Stevens is still over throwing on the JV girls side of things. Here is Emily Dahl on 26 trying to pick up a 10-pin spare, or excuse me, a number 10 pin for a spare, which she just did. And Berlin Clayton, I think I remember her from last year as a sophomore, because I remember remarking on what a cool first name that is. I love Berlin as a first name. Not spelt like the city of Berlin. It is Berlyn, which makes it even cooler, I think. Taylor Mortis, the only lady bowler in that first match to hit the 200 mark, and she hit it dead on. Bowled a 200 in the first game, and a double split here in the third frame of game number 2. Here is Ava Talby. Talby gets a strike for Alton. 4-7, 6-10. Split. Here is Jillian DeWiggins over on 25 now for Alton, working on a turkey here. Back-to-back strikes in the first and the second. And she will pick up that turkey. Talby bowled a 147, and she went head-to-head with Taylor Mortis and her 200 in that first game. And now Mortis having to deal with this double split. And she will just take care of the 10-pin. Boy, I tell you what, she could have nicked that 6-pin on the right, man. It would have knocked over right into the 4 and the 7 over there. Here is Clara Veloff on 25, and she'll leave up the 10. Yeah, there's Alayla Jaoko, the number 4 bowler for Collinsville here on 26. Lets it fly. And she'll have a split to deal with as well. Veloff trying to pick up that 10-pin and head her team into the 4th, and she'll just miss it. It headed that way at first and then broke out to the left right at the end. The 4 and the 7 over on the left side for Jaoko, and then the 9-pin over on the right side. Jaoko back-to-back spares in the first and the second. There is Jaoko going for the 2 on the left, but she'll only pick up the 7-pin. And that means that Livia Montgomery is the only bowler left between the varsity girls heading to the 4th frame. Varsity boys are midway through the 4th frame. Collinsville trailing right now again. Can't give you a even score there because they're still bowling. Montgomery, and she left up the same exact thing that Jaoko just left up. 4-7-9. 3 splits in this third frame for Collinsville, and it was the 3, 4, and 5 bowlers. After Buckman and Dahl picked up spares to start off the frame. There's Montgomery. Had a spare and back-to-back open frame. So after 3, Lady Kahawks have a lead, 235 to 214. Lady Redbirds of Alton are hanging tough thanks to the turkey there by DeWiggins. Here is Casey Buckman on 25 now for Collinsville as we begin the 4th frame. And the 7-pin remains. It rocked a little bit, but did not do anything other than that. Here is Rebecca Von Plinsky. Rebecca on 26. We'll have another split. Splitsville over here today, man. Von Plinsky, 119 is her average, 140 is her high, 372 is her series high. Casey Buckman trying to pick off this 7-pin over on 25, and it will not break for her. Von Plinsky can't get any one of those 3 pins down there. Here is Emily Dahl. Strike, strike, spare in her first 3 frames, and she's looking for back-to-back spares after starting with back-to-back strikes. Meanwhile, Berlin Clayton. Clayton with a 120 average will leave up the 10-pin. Boy, I tell you what, these 7s and 10s are having a hard time falling. 120 average, 157 high, 293 for her series high. Emily Dahl trying to pick up her spare, and she will. So strike, strike, spare, spare for Emily Dahl. Clayton has the 10-pin, and boy, that thing was, nice job keeping that one from going in the gutter. It looked like that one was going to head. Taylor Mortis on 25 now for the Lady Kahawks. How about a strike? There we go. Looked good as it was heading down. Ava Talby now on 26 for the Lady Redbirds. And how about a strike? That was kind of unconventional. I don't think, did she even hit the head pin? Sometimes those weird things happen. Here is Jayoko on 25. And man, back-to-back splits now for Jayoko. DeWiggins on 26 looking for 4 straight strikes, and she will not get it. And there's another split. Man, I'm telling you what, lanes are tough here today. Splitsville. Jayoko is dealing with the 4 and the 10, I think. Or is that the 8 and the 10? She's going for the 10, but she'll miss it. Goes into the gutter. Meanwhile, DeWiggins has her own split to deal with, and she'll take out the 2 on the right, leave up the 7-pin. As the anchor bowlers are now due up for both of these squads. Montgomery will go first on 25. Boys are trailing by about 25 pins as they are into their 5th frame. Here is Montgomery down 25. That looks good, and there you go. Veloff trying to keep pace on 26. And that looks good, and there you go. Things are heating up around here, and after 4 frames, we have a tight one. Collinsville only up by 4 pins now, 299 to 295. Alton Lady Redbirds. They bowled in that Lincoln Invite as well and ended up in 6th place. How about Casey Buckman's strike to start off frame number 5? See if Rebecca Von Plinsky can answer. Here is her try down 25. Right down the middle, but another split. What do you know? Shocker. Stop the presses. Here's Emily Dahl. I know some kids are like, what does that even mean? 10 pin stays up for Dahl. Is that a weight room thing? Bench press? You want me to stop bench pressing? No, kids. Back in the day of newspapers, they had to print them on the printing press, stop the presses because there was a breaking story. That's where that comes from. I know my audience listening probably is not kids, so you all know. Here's Dahl picking up her 10 pin. I'll shut up now. Well, that'll be kind of boring for you, but. You know, y'all can chime in on the chat line anytime you want to tell me to be quiet. That's allowed. That's why the chat line's open. Here is Berlin. Clayton on 25. She left up 1. Here's Taylor Mortis on 26 for Collinsville. And that looks good. Ooh, the 10 pin stayed up. Boys are through 5. Collinsville trails 428 to 377. Alton boys also finished in 6th place in Springfield on Saturday. Collinsville finished about exactly 87 pins ahead of Alton in that Lincoln invite. Mortis could not pick up her spare. Here is Ava Talby on 25. She'll pick up a strike. So the Alton Lady Redbirds are giving Collinsville everything they can handle here in this second game. Jillian DeWiggins on 25 for Alton. Will go before Jayoko will. And DeWiggins has another strike. Jayoko trying to answer. A little off to the left, but at least she doesn't have a split to deal with this time. That 10 pin went down last. 5 pin remains. So no 5-10 split there. Well, the Alton Lady Redbirds are heating up. Here is Clara Veloff for Alton on 25. And a little late break on that one. She'll have a split to deal with. 1, 2 in the 4, and then the 10. Here's Jayoko trying to pick up her spare, and she will. Okay, something going on here on, okay, never mind. Veloff on 25. Ooh, almost got that head pin to get that 10, but the 10 remains. Here is Olivia Montgomery. See if she can end this 5th frame with 1 ball. Collinsville probably needs a strike here. That one's going to break late. And a sleeper. The 1 and the 5 are the only things left for Montgomery. And it looks like Alton's going to have the lead. Boys midway through 6. Girls have 1 more throw to finish up the 6th. Coach Sean Hay giving Olivia Montgomery a little last-minute pep or advice, one of the two. Montgomery has to bring this one straight down, right into the front of the head pin. That's the only time you like too much head pin. And that one is going to be good. And after 5 in the books, Collinsville does indeed trail Alton, 381 to 376. So a 5-pin difference right now as we have reached halfway through this second game. Here is Casey Buckman on 25, and she'll leave up 3. Rebecca Von Plinsky on 26, ready to go. And here is her first try. That one's heading off the head pin to the left, and she'll leave up 3 as Buckman left up 3. Not the same 3, but Buckman on 25 goes after her spare first, and she'll get it. Von Plinsky will get her try right now. And she'll miss all of them. Thought for a minute there she was going to nick that 3-pin at least. Emily Dowell now on 25 for Collinsville. Slide over there. Get over there. It didn't hit the head pin. Lady Kahok, so just a bit off that head pin. Berlin Clayton leaves up 2. If you pay for a locker rent over here at Camelot Bowl, your locker fee was due on November 1st. I keep on seeing that pop up on the screens. I'm like, well, we're into December now. If they haven't paid by now, I'd say they're not going to. Here is Emily Dahl. Dahl down 25, leaves that sleeper pin. Well, I got a couple of nice little messages there on the old chat line. Todd Campbell, who is usually here, helping me keep track of the boys. He's on the road, but he'll be here Wednesday. Kevin's Can Cave. I don't know who that is, but thank you very much for the compliment, sir. I certainly do appreciate it. Not what I was looking for when I said the chat line's open, but I'll take it. I never solicit pats on the back, but I always appreciate them when they happen. Jayoko over here on 25. As Ava Talby has one pin to deal with on 26, but first Jayoko. And a 10 pin left. That's been a theme as well as the splits. Splits, lots of 10s and lots of 7s left. And Talby overcompensated a bit and threw one into the gutter. Jayoko on 10, or excuse me, on 25, trying to pick up pin number 10. Boys that just started their 7th frame. Collinsville trailing by about 9 now, so they've closed the gap a little bit. DeWiggins on 26 leaves a pin up. And Emily Dahl, after that spare by Jayoko, steps up. Olivia, strike in the 4th, spare in the 5th. See what she can do here in the 6th. How about a strike? Oh, there you go. Last minute kick of that 10 pin took care of it. DeWiggins will pick up her spare as well. And now Clara Veloff is all that stands between us and the 7th frame. I do not have the chat line on during football games because people can be rude. I do not have the chat lines on during playoff basketball games because people can be rude. Clara Veloff picks up a strike and sends us to the 7th frame. And we are dead even, folks. 461 to 461 after 6 frames. The 7th frame almost over for the boys. Here is Casey Buckman on 26 for the girls, and that 7 pin falls down. Had one of those pins that just kind of kept spinning, and finally it moved over far enough to hit that 7 pin and take it out. So a strike, spare, strike, last 3 frames for Buckman. She started off with back-to-back strikes in the 1st and the 2nd. Here is Von Plinsky. She'll start off with a strike, so Alton keeping up that pressure. Here's Emily Dahl on 26 now for Collinsville. And that 7 pin wobbles, but it won't outfall. As the 4 and the 7 remain for Dahl. And now the 7th frame is over with for the boys. And that score, 607 for Alton, 566 now for Collinsville. As Berlin Clayton leaves up 2, and she's got, well, that was a wobbler, and that 10 pin fell down just as the pin setter was coming down. Dahl trying to pick up her spare. She will. But we're going to have to wait on 25 because they need to put that 10 pin back down there. So a little bit of a wait on 25. Taylor Mortis can go on 26 just as soon as the young man from Alton gets away from 27, which he's doing right now. Lane 25 has gone dark, so that shouldn't take him too long to fix that. Here is Mortis, and that's a 10 pin that stays up as well. There you go. We have to manually do that one. See some feet. Now we're ready to go on 25. And they're going to have to fix that score because right now it still says 9. Won't matter anyway, I guess, as a spare happens. But it'll still be a 8 split instead of a 9 split. Mortis trying to pick up her 10 pin to keep a little pace here. And she will not. Ava Talby down 25. Left up 1. Jayoko on 26. That looks good. There we go. I think Collinsville needed the strike there, man. Talby does not pick up her spare. Collinsville with 2 strikes in this frame. Alton so far with 1. And here is Jillian DeWiggins on 25 for Alton. How about a strike? Approval all over her face. Olivia Montgomery, the anchor bowler for Collinsville here. Each team with a strike, 2 strikes, a spare, and an open frame so far, with both final bowlers coming up, and Montgomery leaves up the 9. Here is Clara Veloff on 25. That one did not hit the head pin and still managed to get 8 pins to fall. Veloff will go first. Try to pick up that 1-2. She misses. Wow. Barely. I mean, barely. Probably couldn't have fit a piece of paper between the ball and the pin. Montgomery with a chance to give Collinsville a lead or extend it. I think Collinsville is going to lead after this one anyway, and she does. After 7 frames, Collinsville up 549 to 526. So after Alton went up after 5, we were tied after 6. And now Collinsville retakes the lead. Casey Buckman on 25 gets the 8th frame started. Boys are heading to the 9th. Collinsville trailing 706 to 641. So the Collinsville boys are in jeopardy of dropping the first 2 games here tonight. Here is Von Plinsky. She'll be off the mark and still manage to take down 6. Got a sleeper to deal with, though. After a strike by Buckman, here is Emily Dahl. Back-to-back strikes for Buckman, by the way. How about, ooh, man, I thought that 7 pin was going to go. Look at that. 3, 4 pins all around that 7 pin, but it still would not fall. Von Plinsky. Whoa, that was a nice try. But with that sleeper back there, you hit that 1 pin on the extreme left-hand side, and that 5 pin's not going to go anywhere. Nice spare pickup by Emily Dahl on 25. Berlin Clayton on 26 now for Alton. That looks good, but the 10 pin stays. Taylor Mortis now on 25 for Collinsville. And no. 2 pin stayed up. That's rare. Usually when there's 1 pin left, you're talking about the 7 or the 10, maybe the 5, maybe the 8. But hardly ever do you leave a 2 pin up. There is Clayton's try at number 10, and that one worked. And now an opportunity here for Mortis to pick up a spare on 25. And she does with the golden ball. Ava Talby now on 26 for the Lady Redbirds. We'll be back here on Wednesday to cover the boys against Belleville East. In between this one and that one, we have Kahok basketball for you tomorrow. On the road at Belleville West. Boys are on the road this week. At Belleville West on Tuesday and at East St. Louis on Friday. Girls are at home. Same 2 teams against Belleville West on Tuesday, that's tomorrow, and then against East St. Louis on Thursday. Zach Roseman will have both of those matches for you on the Kahok Broadcasting Club Student Network. As Talby puts one in the gutter, here is Layla Jayoko on 25, trying for a spare. She does. 1 open frame for Jayoko so far. That was in the 3rd on a split. There is DeWiggins on 26 now for Alton, and she'll leave up the 10. Man, telling you. 10 pins are hard to fall here tonight. Olivia Montgomery on 25. Strike, spare in her last 4 frames. So I guess that means she's due for a strike. How about that? Strike, spare, strike. DeWiggins trying to pick off this 10 pin over here on 26. She will not. She does wear her emotions on her face, that's for sure. She does something good, she comes back with a big old smile. When she does not, she just has that straight look. No frown, just straight look. Clara Veloff on 26 for Alton to end frame number 8. And she will do so with a strike. And we head to the 10th frame. Collinsville out front by 38 pins, because my math is easy when it's 638 to 600. Into the 10th, just started the 10th frame for the boys. Collinsville trails 824 to 719. So unless the Kahawks can pull something spectacular out here in the 10th, they're going to end up dropping this second game. They dropped the first one as well. 1,059 to 1,033. Here is Rebecca Von Plinsky on 25 to start things off in the 9th for the girls. With a split. Casey Buckman trying not to copy that. Down 26 it goes. How about a strike? Even the parents get in on all the chatting here on the little chants they have. Von Plinsky. Down 25 it goes. Trying to take out the 2, and she does. Leaves up the 10. 10 pins have been hard to come by here tonight. Emily Dahl on 26 now for Collinsville. Coming off a spare in the last frame. Matter of fact, a spare in the last 2, and in order to get a 3rd spare, she's going to have to pick up a split. Berlin Clayton down 25 now for Alton. Woo! If it's not the 10, it's the 7. See, Emily Dahl wants to play this. Got the 8 and the 10, I believe. First, Clayton. She'll take care of her 7 pin. And now Emily Dahl. He'll swing over there and take care of the one on the left, but the 10 pin remains. Ava Talby on 25 now for the Lady Redbirds. That looks good. There you go. There is Taylor Mortis now for Collinsville. Down 26 it goes. That looks good too, but the 10 pin stays again. Jillian DeWiggins into the gutter it goes. That was a sly grin. That was a sarcastic grin. Here's Mortis trying to pick up her 10 pin. And she will. And now DeWiggins will try to pick up a 10 also, but she's looking for a 10 pin spare. Here is that try on 25. And she does pick up a 10 pin spare. Those are the always ones you walk back and go, why couldn't you have done that in the first place? Because I know I do that when I'm bowling. Here's Jayoko on 26. Comes in over on the left side, still manages to get a strike out of it. So strike, spare, strike in the last 3 frames for Jayoko. Here is Veloff for Alton. And almost got left with a split. Luckily for her, that 7 pin fell. And the 9 is the only one that remains before Olivia Montgomery steps up. Montgomery on 26. How about a strike to end frame number 9 for Collinsville. And here is Veloff to end frame number 9 for Alton. She does so with a spare. And as we head into the 10th, Collinsville up 744 to 668. Time for the 10th. The boys are almost finished with their 10th. Matter of fact, Collinsville just has one more bowler to go. Alton, their third bowler, is getting ready to throw his second ball right now, down 27. And he will pick up a spare. All right, back to the girls' side of things. Rebecca Von Plinsky on 26 now for Alton. Leaves up 2. Casey Buckman on 25. Has a turkey already heading into the 10th. And we'll have to settle for a spare if she can pick off that 8 pin on 25. Rebecca Von Plinsky on 26 for Alton will try to take care of these 2 pins, give herself 1 extra ball. She missed. And ends up with a 101. So Buckman also missed. And she'll end up with a 204 and win that head-to-head matchup. Here is Berlin Clayton on 26. And she has 3 straight spares in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, and now she'll be looking for another here in the 10th. Meanwhile, Emily Dahl on 25. Will leave the 10 pin up. It moved, but it didn't go down. Thankfully, the pin catcher caught it. Pin setter. Pin catcher, setter. Berlin Clayton on 26. Trying to pick up a spare, and she will miss the head pin and leave up 2. So her first match on the varsity side ends in a 151. Not bad. Emily Dahl got a spare on the 10th and has one more coming for her before Ava Talby. Well, Ava Talby's already thrown. She has one up. I'm writing down scores and I missed stuff. Collinsville on the boys' side already finished. They have 8:40 as Talby picks up that one. 9:71 Alton has, and they still have one more bowler to go, so Alton's going to win that second game as well. Not sure of the head-to-head matchups and how they've gone, but I'm sure Collinsville's picked up a couple here. Here is Emily Dahl's final throw here in this second game, and she'll leave up a 10-pin again. I know I sound like a broken record, but there's been a lot of 10 pins left over here. Talby misses the head pin on her final throw. 177 for Dahl, so she finishes 1 pin or 2 pins better than her last game and wins the head-to-head matchup against Clayton. Talby is finished. She ends up with a 167, so that's 20 pins better than her first game. And here is Taylor Mortis, who was the only bowler to hit the 200 mark in that first game with a 200 even. Buckman has since broken that with a 204, but here is Mortis doing her thing. Here is Jillian DeWiggins on 26. She'll leave up 2 as the pin fell right in between the 1 and the 3. The 2 and the 5. Mortis looking for back-to-back strikes here in the 10th. And this time it's the 7. DeWiggins trying for a spare to get one extra throw, and she will. Mortis is going up against the 167 that Talby has ended with. And with one final throw, we'll see if she can pick up this spare. Oh, that one's heading to the gutter, so she will not. 167 to 158. So Ava Talby wins the first head-to-head match of the night for Alton. Meanwhile, DeWiggins, after a spare in the 10th, picks up a strike to end up with a 191, much more improved over her 132. Jayoko, who ended up with a 185, will have to try a spare here. And I don't know if she's going to be able to catch up to DeWiggins. Meanwhile, Clara Veloff on 26, the anchor bowler, is ready to go. And there's her first throw. She'll leave up 2. 2 is exactly what Jayoko needs to get a spare and get an extra throw. And she will. Here is Veloff. Veloff only gets 1. Jayoko. She'll leave 1. 149 for Veloff. 168 for Jayoko. So DeWiggins will win that head-to-head matchup. So Alton with back-to-back head-to-head matchup. Talby down to Mortis and DeWiggins over Jayoko. Veloff is done with a 149. And Livia Montgomery has yet to throw. She right now is working on back-to-back spares in the 8th and the 9th. And with one throw of the ball, she will probably take over that 149 for Veloff. And this one right down the middle. And that 7-pin went down, so at least she doesn't have to deal with a split. And that puts Montgomery at a 165, so Collinsville will win 3 of the 5 head-to-head matches here in this second game, and they will win the second game. They already have a lead. Alton is already finished. Montgomery trying to pick up a spare and have one more throw. Well, and missed the boys' score before it got erased off the board. Well, Montgomery misses, and she'll end up with a 165, but she'll still win the head-to-head matchup. And Collinsville wins 872 to 759, and the Lady Kahawks have won both the first and the second games, and they have taken 8 of the first 10 head-to-head matches. And that will send us into the third and final game of the night. I'll try to get that boys score for you while I take another break, and we got another commercial break coming up to you. We'll be back here in just a moment on the Kahawk Sports Network. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahawk alums. Located at 1966 Vandalia, Collinsville Barbecue Supply is your one-of-a-kind barbecue headquarters that focuses on everything barbecue and cooking, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, in-person class instruction, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts, including an in-house chef and pitmaster. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning sauces and rubs that supports our nation's first responder and military organizations that focus on the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by, see the guys at Collinsville Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of the 4-time world champion Patriot Sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at collinsvillebarbecue.com or call 618-855-8855.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from other coaches, teachers, and mentors. Jason Ragg, your Benjamin F. Edwards financial advisor, understands this. That's why Jason Ragg is a proud supporter of your Collinsville Kahawks and the Kahawk Sports Network, as well as the Kahawk Educator of the Month Award. For all of your investment needs, see financial advisor and investment vice president Jason Ragg at the Benjamin F. Edwards office in Edwardsville at 1012 Plummer Drive, or call Jason Ragg at 618-307-7048, or visit benjaminfedwards.com. Benjamin F. Edwards, members SIPC.
We love to have you come work for the City of Collinsville. We have many positions available, from seasonal jobs to full-time opportunities in many of our departments. From police and fire to Gateway Center, Parks and Recreation, and City Hall. Our employees enjoy great benefits like comprehensive medical plans, paid time off, tuition reimbursement, and more. Visit the city's website, collinsvilleil.org, to apply and learn more about working for the City of Collinsville.
All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent service staff. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. And of course, All Pro Tees is your destination for everything Collinsville Kahawks. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville at 2240 South Morrison Avenue. Online at allprotees.com. Right across the street from Kahawk Stadium. All Pro Tees, 618-344-2200. Looking for a great place to watch the game with your crew? Look no further than the Lucky Fox Sports Bar in Uptown Collinsville. The Lucky Fox shows Collinsville Kahawk sports on the big screen, plus UFC fights, boxing, Cardinals and Blues, and all of the NFL games with the NFL ticket and enough TVs, you'll be sure to find the game you want. And the food? How about Taco Tuesdays, Wing Wednesdays, plus burgers and sandwiches, pizza, steak, and more, including great drink specials and the coldest beer in town. Plus, they have an in-house DJ on Friday and Saturday nights. Dine in and catch a game or order carry-out with the Lucky Fox. The Lucky Fox Sports Bar, 118 East Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Open daily at 11 a.m. Check out the Lucky Fox Facebook page for daily specials. The Lucky Fox, 618-223-1948. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville is a T3 certified tire dealer and so much more. Sure, Mike's Automotive has tires. They can also help with making sure your entire vehicle is road ready, from belts and hoses to preventative maintenance like oil changes and tire rotation.
Plus a lot more than that. Mike's Automotive has 3 locations to choose from. Mike's Automotive in St. Louis and Millstadt, and Mike's Automotive in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call Mike's Automotive at 618-345-0611. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. First National Bank of Waterloo, with over 100 years serving the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo at their Maryville or Collinsville locations for all of your banking, mortgage, and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, call the Collinsville team at First National Bank of Waterloo at 618-345-1121 or visit their Maryville or Collinsville locations or online at fnbwaterloo.bank. First National Bank of Waterloo, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Once again, welcome back to Camelot Bowl. We are into the third and final games of the night. Girls just finished up with frame 1. They are 1 bowler into frame number 2. The boys are only 2 bowlers into frame number 2, so things are starting to catch up here. JV boys are finally almost, 2 bowlers away from finishing up their second game. And the JV girls also 1 bowler away, it looks like, from finishing up game number 2. So everybody's almost into or has already started game number 3. Time for me to step aside for a moment as well and let you enjoy the sights and sounds once again of Camelot Bowl and all the lovely chanting you got going on here. And a lot of that, what you're hearing, are the parents. Moms, grandmas, and stuff like that right behind me doing all this chanting. So I'll be back in just a moment. All right, back once again. Alton has made another switch in their lineup, but back to the original leadoff bowler and Shalise Jarrett. So Rebecca Von Plinsky got to play one game on the varsity side. Berlin Clayton will stay in, and the other three remain the same. No change for Collinsville as we are at the end almost of the third frame here. On the girls' side, as well as the boys' side, matter of fact, boys have one more throw in the third. Their third will be over. Here is Livia Montgomery on 25, working on a strike in the second. Layla Jayoko has a turkey to start off with here in this third game, as does Casey Buckman. Here is Ava Talby on 26 for Alton. And she'll leave up 3. Final throw for the boys over here on 3 for Alton. And right now it is dead even at 251 each. Collinsville with a lead, as you would expect after you have 2 players with turkeys. Montgomery, the anchor bowler for Collinsville, going for a spare, and she'll get it. Meanwhile, the third bowler for Alton, that is Ava Talby. She's trying to pick up a spare, but Jacob Taylor has to throw first on 27. He'll end up with a strike. Talby improved by 20 pins from game 2 to game 1, or game 1 to game 2, and she'll miss that spare. Went from a 147 to a 167. Off to a bit of a rough start here, especially versus Jayoko. Here is Jillian Dwiggins on 26. Also improved big time, 132 in the first game to a 191 in the second game, and Dwiggins gets a strike, so strike, spare, strike for the freshman, Jillian Dwiggins. And that'll just leave Clara Veloff. Veloff went down from a 158 to a 149 from game 1 to game 2. And her final throw here in the third frame of game number 3 is a strike. So spare, spare, strike for Veloff. And after 3, Collinsville up 232 to 194. Basketball on the road tomorrow. Zach Roseman will be doing the girls' game at home against Belleville West, while I'll be doing the boys' game on the road at Belleville West. And because it's a home game, that means Chris Kettler will be operating the scoreboard there at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. So I have one of my broadcasting club students going to come over and run the camera for me tomorrow at Belleville West. There is Casey Buckman, takes down 7. Here is Jaleese Garrett on 25. Garrett will leave up 1. The 10 pin remains for Jarrett. Meanwhile, it is the 3-6-10 left for Buckman. Buckman will go first. JV girls just now started their second frame in their final game, as has the JV boys. So the JV teams are a little behind, and Buckman gets the 6 and the 10, but leaves up the 3. And Jarrett will pick off her 10. That's the way the fourth frame gets underway. There is Emily Dahl on 26 for Collinsville. Leaves up 1. Berlin Clayton on 25. That one's heading over into the gutter, and it will fall off right before it has a chance to at least hit that 7 pin. Emily Dahl, 1 pin to deal with. And she'll miss. Just a little bit too much left. Berlin Clayton trying for a 10-pin spare, and that one's going to stay too far to the right this time. So 1 too far to the left, 1 too far to the right. Here's Taylor Mortis. Mortis down 26. In there. Oh, left the 10 pin up. That was a good hit, though. Ava Talby on 25. That one's heading left. Coach Dwiggins says, what happened? Talby said, I went left. Yeah, I'm sure Coach could see that. She meant what happened as the how did it go left? Because you went across your body. Here is Mortis. She'll pick up the 10 pin. Talby down the middle this time, and a little separation there with the pins will not allow her to pick up that spare. Oh, I forgot to change my scoreboard, didn't I? And DeWiggins also leaves up a 10. I was changing the scoreboard, and Miss Jayoko with her 4th straight strike to open up this 3rd game. Here is Livia Montgomery on 26. How about a strike for her as well? That's her 2nd here in this 3rd game. DeWiggins picks up her spare on 25, and that just leaves us Clara Veloff to finish things out here in this 4th frame. Veloff on 25. Brings it. Right into that head pin, left the 10. And Veloff going for that 10 right now. And into the gutter it goes. So after 4 complete frames, Collinsville up 345 to 256. Boys side, they already finished the 4th. Collinsville up 354 to 345. Kahok's trying to pull out this 3rd and final game. Like I said, though, I have no idea what the head-to-head matchups are. Alton won the first 2 games, team games. Here is Emily Dahl on 25. Or excuse me, Casey Buckman. And now Shalise Garrett on 26. She'll miss the head pin. Boys have a close one going on. Girls had a close one in the last game, but still managed to win 872 to 759. And took 3 of the 5 head-to-head matches, and so far 8 of the 10. Buckman trying to pick up her spare. She will. Jarrett trying to do the same on 26. And she'll miss that pin to the right. Now Emily Dahl on 25. That looks good. Oh. 4 and the 7 remain. Berlin Clayton now on 26. We're in the 5th frame. 3rd and final game of the night here in this match. And she'll knock them all down, will Berlin Clayton. Came in and took over for Cameron Buchanan in game number 2. After Buchanan rolled a 123 in her only game. Clayton came in and rolled a 151. Emily Dahl. 172 and 177 were her first 2 games, excuse me, and she'll pick up a spare. Ava Talby down 26 for Alton, can't get it to break. This time it stayed to the right. Now Coach DeWiggins is going to come down and talk to her personally. Meanwhile, Taylor Mortis on 25. Away it goes, and that looks good. How about a strike? Mortis. Second strike here in this frame, or in this game. Talby on 26. 5 down, 5 more standing in her way. And that one looks good, but you had a sleeper behind it. Sleeper stays. Here is Giocco trying for her 5th straight strike to start off game number 3. And she will. How about that? 5 straight strikes for Layla Giocco. Jillian DeWiggins on 26. That's a strike. Trying to keep pace with Giocco, that's tough because she's got 5 straight strikes. DeWiggins has done the strike, spare, strike thing. So she's hanging tough, but trails Giocco by 30. Here's Livia Montgomery on 25 for Collinsville. Montgomery leaves up 3. Veloff on 26 for Alton. Nice approach and strike. So back-to-back team strikes. 3 team strikes for Alton there in that 5th frame. And Montgomery has 1 more throw, and then the 5th frame will be complete. Olivia makes her approach, lets it go. Good strike. For a spare. 5 frames in the books. Collinsville on top, 435 to 320. The boys' side, 6th frame just started. Collinsville, well, they're trailing by 20, but a bowler for Alton is already bowled, so not a true score. There is Buckman. She'll leave up the 10. And Jarrett readies herself on 25 for the Lady Redbirds. Jarrett with a strike. Buckman can't get the spare. Here is Clayton on 25 for Alton. That looks good. Whoa, left the 5 pin. Emily Dahl now on 26. And here it goes. 1 pin left. Clayton has 1 pin left as well. That would be the 5 pin. She'll take care of that. Dahl will have the 3 pin to deal with on 26. Ava Talby on 25 now for Alton. Just nicked that head pin. She'll have a sleeper to deal with again. Emily Dahl trying to pick up this 3 pin. And she will. Taylor Mortis now ready to go for Collinsville, but she'll give way for Talby on 25 first. Has the 2 and the 8. 8 sleeping. And got both. There you go. Little instruction from her coach, and Talby does a little leap. Here is Mortis on 26. Couldn't get that pin to, or that ball to strike the right side of that head pin. It actually went onto the left side. Here is DeWiggins on 25. Back-to-back strikes for her. Trying to keep up with Giocco. That's her 4th strike here in 6 frames. Layla looking for another strike in the 6th. But she'll have to wait for Mortis to finish up here. There is Taylor's try on 26, and that one's good for a spare. Clara Veloff now the anchor bowler for Alton on 25. Down the lane it goes. Right at that head pin. Curved a little bit to the left, but struck that head pin right on. Here is Jayoko on 26 now for Collinsville. Could not get that last pin to fall. The 4 remain standing. So no perfect game for Jayoko, but she's got a nice game going on right now. Veloff on 25 with a little split to deal with, and couldn't bounce it off that first pin and get it over there to hit that 10. Came close though. Jayoko on 26 now for Collinsville will miss. She let that missed strike get in her head, didn't she? So Olivia Montgomery, the final bowler here in frame number 6. Boys just began number 7, 5:51 for Alton, 5:03 for Collinsville. Montgomery has to wait for the young man from Alton on 27 to get finished before she can go up. Now she's ready. And Montgomery lets it go. Slams in there and takes all of them down. Third strike of this game for Montgomery. Collinsville comfortably in the lead, 539 to 398. We head to the 7th. JV girls just started the 5th, and the JV boys just now starting the 5th. Varsity boys already both teams into their second bowler of the 7th. As the girls get the 7th started, here is Buckman over on 25. She'll leave up 3 again. Here is Jarrett on 26 for Alton. She'll not leave up any at all. Back-to-back strikes for Shalish Jarrett. Buckman trying to pick up her spare on 25. And she will. Berlin Clayton on 26 now for Alton. Right on that head pin. Leaves herself a split. She asked the coach, which one should I go for? Whatever one's easier for you there, dear. 4-10. If you want to get both, you got to hit that 4 ball on the left-hand edge. Meanwhile, Dahl leaves up 3. So Buckman left up 3. Dahl leaves up 3. Clayton trying to kick that 4 pin, but she hit it right head on. No chance at the 10 after that. Emily Dahl has a nice grouping though. 4-7-8. And here's that try. Looks good. Oh, 8 didn't fall. Here is Talby. Talby missed the head pin. Leaves up 3. Taylor Mortis for Collinsville on 25. It's on the way. And how about a strike? Talby trying to pick up a spare. Looks pretty good from here. Oh. Left the trail pin there. Jayoko, after 5 straight strikes, had an open frame in the 6th. Trying to start the strike machine back up again here in the 7th. Here we go down 25 for Jaoko, and she will pick up a strike. Yeah, you got to put it in your rearview mirror and start all over again. That's exactly what she did. Jillian DeWiggins on 26 now for the Alton Lady Redbirds. Ooh, almost had a split there. She hit that head pin pretty solid. Olivia Montgomery now on 25 for the Lady Kahawks. Here is that throw. Oh, left up the 10. DeWiggins for Alton on 26. Looks good. That'll leave Clara Veloff, the anchor bowler for Alton on 26. Montgomery, the anchor bowler for Collinsville, has one more throw. There are bowling balls everywhere, man. I think these girls bring like 3 or 4 different balls with them. I think everybody does. The ball return holder thing is full, and almost every seat is taken. That's why no one sits down. Not that they would anyway. Veloff almost threw that one into the gutter. Montgomery trying to pick up that 10 pin, and she will. Everyone for Collinsville over 100 except for Emily Dahl. She's right there with 97. DeWiggins, the only bowler for Alton, over 100 with 138. But a chance here for Veloff to get over 100, and she will with that spare. All right, eighth frame coming up after 7. Collinsville up 615 to 489. They just into the 7th over on the boys' side as well. Collinsville trailing in that one, 643 to 584. All right, back over to the girls' side. Here is Casey Buckman on 26. These two varsity teams, that's not good. 4 and the 7 plus the 10. Jarrett. These teams, they're like almost neck and neck. Starting the 8th frame together. So Casey Buckman has a mess to deal with. She will hit the 7 pin, and that's it. Jarrett. Hers is grouped up a little more, her 3 pins are. And she'll take it out for a spare. That'll bring up Emily Dahl over here on 26. Right underneath that middle blue ball on the wall. Nice approach and a strike. Berlin Clayton over on 25. She'll miss out on a strike and have herself a 3-9 sleeper. Okay. All right. Rebecca Von Plinsky is going to come in and take over for Ava Talby. Coach DeWiggins said she might make one more change. So Von Plinsky, who threw a 101 in her only other game, will come in toward the end of this last one. Here is Giocco on 26 for Collinsville. How about back-to-back strikes after 5 straight? And then the open frame in the 6th. She's coming back strong. Von Plinsky with a 7 as she comes in here in the 8th frame for Ava Talby. Meanwhile, how about Olivia Montgomery and about 4 straight strikes in that 8th frame for Collinsville after Casey Buckman had that split to start off the 8th. Collinsville is all done with the 8th now with all those strikes. And the Kahawks sit at an even 700 pins right now. Alton still has 2 more to go, and here is the first of 2. Here is Jillian DeWiggins. DeWiggins, the coach's daughter. Leaves up just the 1. An opportunity for Coach Hay to talk to his girls before that 9th frame begins. Boys have already started the 9th. Collinsville trailing 7:15 to 6:43 after 8. Here is DeWiggins again. Trying to pick up her 1 pin. She will. And 1 more bowler will end the 8th, and we can go to the 9th on the girls' side, and Clara Veloff will get that started over on 25. Here it is, and it needs a little movement. It goes, and how about a strike? Slowly but surely that ball went from right to left and took care of all the pins after 9 in the books. Collinsville 700 and Alton with a 572. Casey Buckman on 25 gets the 9th started for Collinsville. Does so with a strike. Shalise Garrett on 26 tried to start with a strike. That 1 pin got pushed over, and luckily the pin setter got it. Nia Morrow will come in and take over for Berlin Clayton in the 9th frame. And Jarrett takes care of her spare. There's Emily Dahl on 25 trying to take care of that 10 pin. She does. Elia Morrow, first time over here on the varsity side on 26. Right down the middle, and a 7-10 split. Nia Morrow, a senior. Here's Taylor Mortis on 25. And another strike. Turkey for Mortis. Here is Morrow. And she'll take care of that 7 pin. Almost kicked it over there to that 10. Almost. Jayoko, after 5 straight strikes, the 6th frame said no. And back-to-back strikes in the 7th and the 8th. Here we are in the 9th, and she'll hit it right down the middle. Rebecca Von Plinsky now up on 26 for Alton. That looks, well, a little bit like a 1/4 of an inch to the left. That probably would have had a strike written all over it, but didn't get that final movement. Jayoko has the 3-6-10 left. Jayoko will take care of her spare. Nice game going on for her. She's already over 200 as we have the 10th frame left to go. And she will end up with the high game of the night for Collinsville. And Von Plinsky takes care of her spare. As Buckman had a 204 in the second game. That's where Jayoko stands right now with 1 frame left. Here is Livia Montgomery. Coming off of a strike. How about another one? And here is Jillian DeWiggins, and DeWiggins with a nice movement on that ball, but leaves up the 6 and the 10. Collinsville's done in the 9th. And how about a strike, spare, strike, spare, strike for Collinsville as a team in that 9th frame. That after they had 4 straight strikes to end the 8th, after Casey Buckman got the unfortunate split on her first throw. Nice pickup there by DeWiggins. Can you tell she's the bowling coach's daughter? She's got some skill. Clara Veloff on 26, the final bowler here in the 9th frame. Veloff down 26. And leaves up 1. No opens in the 10th. 7:33 for Collinsville, 7:99 for Alton. That's the score, a 66-pin lead by the Redbirds as the boys have just started the 10th. And the throw by Veloff will send us to the 10th on the girls' side with Collinsville up 8:07 to 6:48. All right, 10th frame is here. JV girls are almost finished with the 7th. Same for the JV boys. Varsity boys have already started their 10th, and the girls are about ready to start the 10th. And the first one up, Casey Buckman for Collinsville. On lane 26. Buckman lets it go. Not a lot of movement on that till the very end, and she'll get left with a sleeper, a 3-9. Here is Jarrett on 25. She'll leave out that 10-pin moved. Ooh. I didn't think it was going to get caught by the pin setter there, but it did. And it's wobbled as it got set down. So Casey Buckman will have to wait for her male counterpart on 27 to throw, and that ball is a strike. Nicely done there by the Kahawks. But I think it might be a little too late for the boys. But again, I don't know the head-to-head matchups. Here's a nice job on the sleeper pin by Buckman. So she'll get one extra throw here in the 10th. Jarrett trying to pick up her 10 pin down there so she can have an extra throw, and she will. Close matchup here, only 2 pins separate. And here is Casey Buckman. I was confused. They had a strike up there for the last throw for Jarrett. She hadn't even thrown yet. 175 for Buckman. And a 164 for Jarrett. So Casey Buckman has won all 3 of her head-to-head matches. Now we're on to bowlers number 2. And it'll be Emily Dahl for Collinsville on 26. She'll go up first. And the first one's away. Ooh, boy, that hugged that side. Stayed over there, too. Here is Anaya Morrow on 25 now for Alton. Hers is heading more to the left, but still stays off to the right. Didn't hit the head pin. Neither Morrow or Dahl hit the head pin. So Dahl has 7 pins to pick up if she wants an extra throw, and she does. Morrow trying to accomplish the same, and that ball is going to have to move, and it doesn't. And that'll end bowler number 2. Cameron Buchanan with most of those, just the 9th and the 10th for Morrow. And they end up with a 102. And the final throw for Emily Dahl is a strike. How about that? And another head-to-head win, 150 to 102. And now bowler number 3, here is Rebecca Von Plinsky with a gutter ball in the 10th frame. That is not what she wanted to do. Taylor Mortis will take her first throw down 26. Mortis brings it. And how about a strike? That is 4 in a row for Mortis. And she now sits at a 199. And here is Von Plinsky, and she didn't like that one at all. She'll leave up 3, and that'll end her night. And bowler number 3 ends up with a 103. Von Plinsky came into this third game in the 8th frame. Took the place of Ava Talby. Here is Jillian DeWiggins. She has a nice game going on, and she'll miss the head pin. Mortis on 26, looking for back-to-back strikes here in the 10th. Get in there, get in there. Oh. That will stop a string of 4 in a row for Mortis. But right now, she's going to have the high game of the night, depending on what Jayoko can do. Here is DeWiggins trying to pick up a spare and get an extra throw, and she will. Mortis, her final throw of the night. And she will pick up a spare. And into the third game with a 216. Another head-to-head matchup. Here's DeWiggins. She'll leave up 2 and end up with a 201. First Lady Redbird to end up with over a 200 game, but she's already lost the head-to-head matchup because Jayoko already has a 204. And here is Layla's first throw down 26. Oh, the 10-pin wobbled but wouldn't fall. That's going to give Layla the highest game of the night for Collinsville, as she already has bettered the 216 by Mortis with a 222 up there with possibly 2 more balls to throw. Clara Veloff, the anchor bowler for Alton on 25. Hits that head pin right on, leaves up 2, one of them moved. And Jayoko will miss the head pin and end up with that 220, or miss the 10 pin and end up with that 222. But she'll win the head-to-head matchup. She'll win 2 out of the 3. Veloff trying to take care of this 6 and the 10 to give herself an extra throw. She will. And Livia Montgomery, the anchor bowler for Collinsville, on 26 with her first throw here in the 10th frame. And that one looks good. And how about a strike for Montgomery? That's a turkey for her, as she tries to get over 200 for the first time tonight. Final throw of the night for Clara Veloff. It's on its way down 25. And she'll leave up 1. And end up with a 173. Boys lost that third match, 989 to 933, so they lost all 3 games. Here is Montgomery on 26 and leaves up 1 pin. She is over 200. So Collinsville will win the head-to-head battles, and they will also win all 3 games. All the head-to-head battles except for 2, and both of those took place in the second game. Final throw of the night here on the girls' side of things. Montgomery trying to take care of that lone pin. And needs a little movement. There it goes, and a spare to end up with. A 208 for Montgomery. And Collinsville wins the third and final game of the night. 971 to 742. Collinsville wins all 3 games, and they take 13 of the 15 head-to-head battles. We'll have to get a tally on the head-to-head battles by the boys, and I'll post that whenever I get home and finish up my night here. But right now, time for the post-game show, brought to you by Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, 410 Regency Center. That is just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville. You can give them a call at 618-343-3602 or online at chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Lady Kahawks win this one tonight, 3-0 and win 13 out of 15 head-to-head matches. And we're here to tell you all about it. We'll talk to Coach Sean Hay in the post-game show, brought to you by Chiropractic Works, and that comes your way next on the Kahawk Sports Network.
The Ortho Gold TRT tissue regeneration machine is revolutionary new technology. It's known as a shockwave machine. In the hospital setting, it's lithotripsy. The machine looks sort of like an ultrasound head, but it's much different technology. It drives sound waves into tissue at 3,500 miles an hour. It's a 3 to 5 minute non-invasive treatment. This is revolutionary technology. It's great for acute, which means, injured tissue. New injuries per se, also chronic conditions. We have many people who have canceled knee replacements and shoulder replacements and treated lots of plantar fasciitis, foot, ankle problems. Overall, the Ortho Gold TRT soft wave machine is revolutionary technology. We've been very excited to bring it to our practice, and we've already helped a tremendous amount of people with it, and we're looking forward to helping a lot more.
No one likes a dirty house. It's work that almost no one wants to do. Why not get someone to do that work for you? Kara Gray with Rags to Riches Cleaning Service would love to take that task off your to-do list. Kara is a homegrown Collinsville High School graduate and the owner of Rags to Riches. From floors to ceilings, from baseboards to light fixtures, Rags to Riches can clean them all. No job is too big or too small. Call Kara Gray at Rags to Riches Cleaning Service to schedule a free estimate today at 618-979-9634 or visit Rags to Riches Cleaning Service on Facebook. Are you in need of a new mailbox to go with your new home? How about a new mailbox to replace your old one? Look no further than Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes in Collinsville. From economy to custom, Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes can create a mailbox that suits your needs. Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes is licensed and insured. They use only high-quality materials and offer a satisfaction guarantee policy. Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes can also make your very own axe throwing set, hanging or standing. Whether you need that axe throwing set or a new mailbox, you need Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes in Collinsville. For more information, get a hold of Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes at 618-680-0208 or online at needanewmailbox.com.
My name is Rayshawn Taylor, collegiate basketball player at SIUE. At the end of January, I had an ACL injury. I've been searching for ways to come back as best as I can after the construction. Dr. Chris introduced me to the soft wave machine. I'm gonna be honest, at first I was kind of scared because I didn't want it to shock me and hurt me too bad. And I had heard something about it and I did my research on it, and it turns out it didn't actually hurt. It just was a good pain. It's just finding where it hurts to promote the healing, and that's exactly what it did. I've actually had this surgery before. This time I feel like I'm back on my feet quicker, much faster. I'm much stronger than I was up to this point last time. And honestly, I feel like I could play right now. I'm excited to get back on the court. Thankful that Dr. Chris introduced me to this.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works post-game show here on the Kahawk Sports Network. Girls are victorious. They win all 3 games, and they take 13 of the 15 head-to-head matchups. Joining us now is Collinsville head coach Sean Hay. Man, I don't know about you, but I thought the Lanes played kind of tough tonight.
This was not the same shot as last week, that's for sure. It started dry right off the bat.
Yeah, lots of splits.
Yeah, the problem is, like I said, last week it was slick. And this today, they were already balling down before practice was over.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is definitely a different condition than what we normally have, which is fine. You know, we're all bowling on the same stuff, but, yeah, that definitely favors Alton because most of their shot, most of their house shot is usually drier.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I mean, it's like I said, we're all bowling on the same stuff. Yes, it definitely was a little slicker.
So,
Excuse me, a little drier.
Yeah, so the splits that would probably call for that, but the 7s and the 10s, there were lots of 7s left and lots of 10s tonight. Is that a lane thing or is that a bowler thing?
Both. It could definitely be the bowler just not getting enough into the ball. And what also happens, what was happening with some of the girl shots, they were throwing a little bit too far right. And here at Camelot, that doesn't work. If you go to other centers, whether it's a little bit drier on the outside, it'll bump right up into the pocket. The center doesn't play that way usually. So if the ball hits the pocket, it'll be dead. It'll be rolled out and dead.
Got some good bowling going on out there otherwise, though. Casey Buckman with a 204. Mortis had a couple of 200 games. Gioko, that last game from Layla was awesome with a 222. She was rolling along with 5 straight strikes before the 6th frame bit her, and then she picked up the strike game once again before she got to the 10th.
Right. No, she's always got that in her. You saw it last year. She can always go off and start stringing strikes, but she had a little trouble that middle game. She was having trouble getting dialed in.
All right, so you have one day off before you got to come back here on Wednesday. So do you guys get to throw in a practice there on Tuesday?
Never a Tuesday on Camelot.
Yeah.
They've got a league in here that we are not allowed to be in here.
Yeah. So you don't have a bowling alley in your basement that they practice on?
It'd be nice. No, I do not.
All right, we won't keep you because we're going to be here Wednesday. So have a good night, sir.
Definitely, you too.
All right, thank you. That is Sean Hay, the Collinsville Lady Kahok head coach, also a head coach for the boys team too, but he's kind of turned most of the day-to-day stuff over to his son Eli. So that's going to do it for us. We won't keep everybody long because we're right back here on Wednesday, as I mentioned. But tomorrow we are back to basketball action as your Collinsville Kahok boys basketball team hits the road for a Southwestern Conference battle against Belleville West. We'll be on the air somewhere around 7:10, and the scheduled start time tip-off is scheduled for 7:30. So that's what we have going on for you tomorrow, and then we'll be back here on Wednesday to cover the boys against Belleville East. Boys drop theirs tonight. The girls pick up theirs, and the girls are now 3-0, and that's a good thing as we'll keep tabs on them, of course, on Wednesday as well as we watch the boys take care of business. My name is Todd Duke. Big thank you again to head coach Sean Hay joining us in the pre and the post-game show. And until tomorrow evening, my name is Todd Duke. Everybody enjoy the rest of your night.